Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course our ever-vigilant, ever-defensive Snapjaw. Today, sir and sirettes, marks the beginning of the end for the Deepwater Guard, because, well, at this stage, they have been reduced to almost non-existence. Their economy is 25% of its original strength, and its territory a meager 52%. And I am pleased to say that's all from our own handiwork. So today, we are going to be clearing out what remains of the Deepwater Guard's forces in the kind of nearby areas, with their base being around about here. We are very close to... we are basically in striking distance as it is. But for now, I want to focus on making sure our forces are definitely up to the task of destroying the Davy Jones, their main fortress, and as such, it's time to kit out our submarine with a bit more firepower and upgrade our current vehicles, perhaps even make a new submarine, which I'm very tempted to do, because as much as I do love our current sub-pod, the big problem is, if you really want a completely... what's the word here? Assistance, medic-y type of vehicle, the best way to do it is to be able to control it yourself using hydrofoils along with other such things. So that's probably what I'll be doing today, making a new submarine to go along with our Snapjaws, which of course are the backbone of our navy, even though we only have one currently. Soon we'll have many, which, side note, upgraded the turrets finally. Hurrah! Now they shoot explosive hell. Let's just... look! It's almost all explosive, a little bit more accurate, but still not so accurate that it will do poorly against fast-moving enemies. The turret also moves faster both sideways and up and down. As you can see, the barrel basically moves with the mouse. So much better than the previous design. What else have I done? I've upgraded the Scythe a little bit again, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is send the Scythe on a bit of a journey to explore what enemies lie in store for us, and afterwards, once they get there, we'll do some fighting. After that, apparently I'm ahead of myself in my speech, we will make sure that the submarine is finished, although I will start it off camera now, and hopefully we'll have enough metal to produce a second Snapjaw to go and fight, accompanied by our new submarine. Once again, it's probably going to be quite a small one, based off the sub-pod's basic structure, but with a little bit more to it, hopefully. So, back in a second. Nearly finished with the hull, but I have now been distracted by the enemy. Yes, a strength 32 enemy is currently defending this tile, which I claim as my own, which is an urchin, a scuttlegun, and a coffin nail. Well, I'm not too pleased with the coffin nail, but the other should be dealt with rather easily. So let's get the battle on then, using the Scythe. Now, I believe my AI might be off for this, but I'm not 100% certain, so I'll just quickly jump on board anyway. Scythe and combat. There we go. Instantly happy missiles. Wow, hit by the scuttlegun shot, sadly, very early on. Oh, there goes the interceptor missiles doing their job perfectly. And rather beautifully as well, since they now have flares attached to them. Isn't that rather gorgeous? Okay, there's been an explosion somewhere already. Let's actually try and catch the action. It was the scuttlegun, I believe. Yep, the scuttlegun is already out of the action. And once again, not good. We just lost a huge chunk of ourselves because of a collision with the enemy coffin nail. That was not exactly what I was expecting. Also, their missile did actually land as well because it got too close to us. It seems that firing behind us is actually rather ineffective. Oh, I can't see our guns firing now. Although the coffin nail was thankfully downed and is so close to where we dropped the mines have done a lot of the work for us. We are already happily repaired and back on track now. The mines are being dropped once again, their lovely bombing run fashion. And lots of them will be making contact with or will be in magnetic range of the enemy. There's a quick look-see. Yep, the mines themselves finishing off the coffin now happily. So overall, a very nice fight. We definitely need more anti-missile protection on our back, and I haven't attached the shield. Oh, darn it! I actually put a shield on this thing, but I don't think I've saved the game properly. I was thinking, how did that do so much damage when the back is now shielded? Oh, it's not. But still, a very easy victory overall with the Scythe, and back to building I go. It also dawns on me at this time, I really should show you the progress of my sub. Ignore the fact that I'm looking the wrong way, it's purely the seat which is currently upside down, well reversed. I've gone for quite an odd look this time. Originally it was going to be an hourglass and I was going to call it the Timekeeper or something as generic and cliche as that. But instead I've gone for a more kind of shell approach on the outside rather. I'm probably going to do something in the middle as well, obviously nowhere near finished yet, but I am actually really liking how this thing looks. It's bizarre, it looks actually like a chain, like a chain links. And since we have chains here to kind of demonstrate what I'm trying to talk about, like two pieces of a chain welded together in the middle. Maybe that's what we'll call this, chain link, or just chain. But still, yeah, this is the very basic hull of the submarine, so clearly still nowhere near finished. It has no buoyancy, but at least it's equal in its weight and such. So we've got that going for us. At least I think it is. Did I manage to completely mirror it? Yep, I hadn't quite finished a lot of the stuff though, so I'll be back to building some more stuff for this, including engines and all sorts of good things for it. The construction continues, however we are already under attack yet again, this time by a ship I've never seen before. The pquad, I believe is how you would pronounce that, however honestly I have no idea. So let's get into the battle. It is a strength 19, and I think it is indeed on its own, so let's see just what this is, hopefully before eradicating it with various missiles. Oh! Wow! Is that really a deepwater guard? That's amazing! It's an orca, I guess, or a whale, I guess it's meant to be, or either way, that's freaking awesome! Really, really cool design. Now I feel really bad about my little crappy sub I'm currently producing. But still, destruction of the highest magnitude, I'm afraid, for this little fellow. Still very, very cool. Also now realise we're going to have a really tough time taking this thing out. Our best bet is with our mines, as the magnets do of course pull underwater as much as they can pull above water. Oh, no, not quite. The missiles get shot so far off, but there we go, there goes the carpet bomb. Sadly, just getting out of the way. Oh, a few of them have been magnetised, so a few of them are actually heading towards it. There we go, if we can at least stop this thing from moving, that would be fantastic. Wow, it's just about fast enough to keep the mines, like, tracking it, but not reaching it. Of course, they will eventually reach it, but that might be after quite some time. There we go. Go on, hit the... Well, it's actually above water now, of course, so the missiles are doing their thing. As it makes another carpet bomb. Missing a bit this time, though, sadly. Really, missiles are not the best thing to be using against us. Oh! Ran into the... Oh no, it's going to run into the carpet bomb of mines. This is... Yeah, that's the end of it. Well done, mines, you've ended the battle. A few of you have actually commented expressing your want for perhaps a more dedicated flyer. A flyer which focuses on one or another kind of thing, so we can actually focus on dropping mines and something. And I am actually not against this. In the future, there very well may be a mine-dropping vehicle that only drops mines. Well, there we go, a new type of enemy destroyed. Lovely. Back to building again. Well, here we are. If everything has gone according to plan, the most basic controls should now be functioning, so here's hoping. So if I am to press U, we should submerge ourselves and go into the depths, which we are absolutely fantastic. And of course, this is all being driven off hydrofoils, which will allow me to control basically the depth of the current submarine you see in front of you, which is increasingly looking like a crab in my opinion, as opposed to the kind of chain link I had in mind at the start. But that seems to be working absolutely fine. Let's make sure it can turn and come back up, which it can. Yeah, it's doing both just fine. Now if I hold down J, so they're now set to go up, we re-emerge into the surface, saying hello once more to the resource zone, and then we can put it back to neutral. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Of course, there's a lot of work left to do, mostly with automated control blocks and the like, but other than that, this is getting very close now to being finished. All we need now is the laser defense system, the shields, as I say, the automated control blocks for various things, honestly, on a submarine, and we have our own little support vessel that is completely controlled by us, which is actually kind of wonderful, because I never do this really, have a personally controlled vehicle. I am tempted to perhaps have some harpoons or something, some very basic, easy-to-use weapons, but yeah. There is a slight issue with tipping at the moment, and I actually know what's causing that. I have slightly more buoyancy on the left than the right, so of course that'll be fixed very soon. It's purely because one of the areas on the left is slightly heavier. Well, not heavier, it's slightly more filled in than the right, because of how I've done some of the air pump stuff. But other than that, it's all good, so let's submerge even further. It's rather awesome seeing it from this perspective, it must be said, a completely different experience. I think I'll have to make all this glass. Over saying that, though, that will make me highly at risk. But since the only AI on this ship will be weapon AI, if I ever do add it, there's not really much that's going to go into the middle. Yep, I really need to fix that issue. The buoyancy becomes a really obvious thing once you are above the water, sorry, underneath the water. I cannot speak today. Generally, when you have a ship floating, if one side's slightly more buoyant than the other, it's not really too much of an issue. When it's underwater, it capsizes you, so I'll be right back at fixing that. The Deepwater Guard are apparently angry at the attacking of their tiles and are defending it with ferocity, sending an orca and a paddle gun to defend it. Now, the paddle gun really isn't too bad with such a fast vehicle, but the orca I am rather scared of, it must be said. So, let's just see how the Scythe does, shall we? Go, Scythe, go! Already sending out anti-missile missiles. Yep, there they are. And, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of them have been nulled. Wonderful. Well done, that Scythe. And a nasty blow to the enemy. However, they are now getting missiles upon us. I have personally died. Of course, because I always freaking die, don't I? Apparently, I got hit wherever I'm sitting. Oh yes, I'm currently seated in the corner of the vehicle because I forgot to reset my chair. I was thinking, how was I so vulnerable? Because I'm basically on the outside. There we go, that bug, by the way, has finally fixed itself for those who were asking about it. With the respawn glitch, it simply fixed itself with a hotfix, as I did happily predict. So hurrah. Oh no, the orca's in the water, and the mines are all collecting upon its point. Oh, the humanity. Well, there we are once again, the interceptor missiles doing their work gloriously. The first wave and several waves afterwards have been completely nulled. Only one wave got through and sadly killed me. Yeah, oh, there's the mines again. Another carpet bombing coming around it, along with several more missiles. I can't see a victory for the Deepwater Guard here. And the Scythe takes another victory against the forces of the scoundrels known as the Deepwater Guard. There we go. And while I have you all here, and I'm... Whoa, look how many mines there are. And while I'm still probably not editing this stuff out, let's go to my vehicle because I have something to show you. Haha! It's in a similar state to how it was before, except for now it no longer has a more buoyant side. Yes, indeed, it now is a lot more balanced. I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I thought it was still rising with its left side then, but no, it just so happened to be already angled before starting its descent. So we go all the way down. Let's go all the way back up just to make sure, and then I'll call it even enough. Yeah, we don't currently have any jet stabilizers, so any angling left and right will of course occur. We do have some jet stabilizers, but they're purely for pitch, because I found it was a little bit unstable when pitching. But as you can see, the angle hasn't actually changed. It's just because that was the angle when it started to go down. We do need some jet stabilizers on the sides just to counteract this, so that it does stay the same. But the big important thing is, it's not going to randomly capsize now, which is the big important deal. So we can start focusing on more important things, like, I don't know, adding shields and defenses, and making it an actual functional sub. So back to engineering with me. Actually, no. Let's go with repair tentacles. Or we're going to be using the compact tentacles yet again, because they are I would say the easier to place, and also more aesthetically easy on the eye. So let's just add those really quickly there, because of course we will most likely be healing the airborne forces. We're then going to go ahead and place them along here as well. That's why I've left this place so blank. Although I did at one point add the, what do you call them, the sloped pieces to this, I just didn't like it. So we're going to go on mirror, and this entire thing is going to become repair tentacles, because this way we can be the ultimate healers. Now they should provide our more defensive builds, like the Snapjaw, with a lot of extra defense, and maybe give us the staying power to defeat the stronger enemies that will of course be coming our way very soon once the Deepwater Guard are dealt with. Okay, back to adding stuff then. Okay, the anti-missile system is now in place, which is fantastic. All lovely here and at the front, although that will give us a bit of a blind spot either way, so I will be extending it to come out of here as well in the future, so that's not a big permanent deal, thankfully. So we have the anti-missile, we have the healing capability in spades, we have the buoyancy factor finished and leveled off. I had a quick swim around afterwards by despawning and respawning the vehicle, and as you can see right now, it is perfectly level, and it was just an issue of not having any jet stabilizers, which I am still yet to add, whoops-a-daisy. So, it comes to the question now, are we going to arm this vessel? Is this vessel going to be armed for combat in any way? Now, we could have this thing run by AI, very easily in fact. It would be the easier part of this build. However, and a much bigger however, I don't really want that. Like I said earlier, I want this to be a manned vessel at all times. I will build a version of it later, which is unmanned, but this one shall be manned, and it will always have someone in it if it's going to be used. Which makes battles more interesting for me, because I'm actually controlling one of the vessels, so hurrah for that. So, it has to be quite a simple weapon. Now, we could have the weapons on an AI mainframe. The AI mainframe doesn't necessarily need to take control of movement. So it does beg the question, do we arm this sub? And I think the answer is going to be a yes. I think what we're going to do is have a very basic weapon for me to use, and then some very, very weak and easy to mount weapons, all being controlled by the AI mainframe. So for me, and I'm going to just put this here right now, because how easy it will be, because I think if we just add the controller, we should have access to its AI. Yep, we do, so we already have access to that as a weapon, fantastic. So we don't need to actually put an AI here, we're simply going to have two exceedingly large missiles, because exceedingly large missiles are both fun for everyone and their families, but also, well, it's extremely easy to use, because all you have to do is click the fire button and it's auto-homing, so hurrah for that. So let's go with the missile launch pad and let's quickly make these. What am I looking to do? That's right, there we are. Let's lock that movement, and we want the missile blocks. These are going to be rather big and going to actually stick out. Now, we don't need it to be too big, honestly, but yeah, I'd say that's big enough. I'd say that would actually be big enough. So we want the variable thruster, which I believe is at the bottom. There we go. Then we're going to go with 4 fuel tanks, I suppose. Variable thruster I want to be very, very weak here. So, I don't know. I think probably having it closer to 700 might be the better one here. That's what I tend to do with the larger subs. Sorry, with the larger missiles, have it around about 700. The next, we definitely want 1 turn. We will need that, and of course we will need the... Where are you? Infrared seeker. What else do we need? We need fins. We need 3 fins. And then we'll just add frag, because frag's always fun. So double frag, have 1 frag about here. About 35. No, that's a bit too wide. Have about 15. Have the other one at about 40 odd. Anyone who has like these exact numbers must hate me right now. But generally, I do actually go with 15 and 30. But okay, let's engage. Oh god, the deep water. Okay, this is actually a little bit nerve-wracking. This is the angry chicken, and its 2 cohorts, which are the tiny little annoyances. This is going to be fun. Here we go. Battle has been started. Well, it has been commenced. So there's the 2 annoying little cohorts, which I hope I don't focus on too much, and there's the chicken itself. Is it actually called the angry chicken, the main one? Yes, it is! I haven't been getting it wrong all this time. And of course we're dropping mines because they decided to get underneath us. Oh, we've lost one of our rotors straight away. Not a good start. Oh my lord, the mines I think may have been... No. I'm not sure what killed them, but something did, so that's fantastic. Please don't ram it, please don't ram it, please don't ram it. Ramming it is a bad idea. Oh, thank the Dark Lords. Okay, good. That at least gives us some time to repair, although it's not looking good for our one side. The mines have at least destroyed the 2 little annoyances. And we've at least leveled up, but are we going to survive against the angry chicken? Honestly, I'm not too sure. It's quite a difficult enemy, this one, because it is very well armoured up. It's hard to just outright kill. Getting some weird FPS spikes. Oh, I believe our engine's down. Yeah, our engine's definitely down. There go our shields. I think the Scythe may be done for here. The lack of anti-air has... Oh! It is falling to the ground. Close to a minefield. No, not close enough, though. At least I don't think it is. Is that close enough? I very much doubt it. Come on, Scythe, I believe in you. Kind of. Not really. Oh good, I can actually fire some of the weapons even if the AI is down. I just realised, yeah, because where I'm standing. That's rather lovely. But so I can control, I think, 3 different weapon systems from where I'm currently sitting. So that's good. We're currently going to space at the moment for reasons unknown, but that's not, yeah, that's not as good. It must be said. This may be a long battle. Yeah, if I actually go any higher, I might actually hit space. No, I've just hit space. Yep, I am currently literally in space. That's quite a problem. Unless I can down them with just the basic missile systems, of course. It's doing remarkably little damage, actually, to me. It's struggling to shoot at a target in space. Which I suppose is a good thing. Not quite sure how this is going to go, honestly. Ah, those balloons are getting in the way of my shots. You can do it, space-bound, Scythe. I believe in you. Oh, this sort of happens when the motor controls die. Oh god, where am I looking? Oh, that's really confusing. On the upside, I'm repairing. On the downside, I have no way to get down from here. Well, this is turning out to be probably the strangest battle of all time. I wasn't sure if I was going to skip ahead even further just then, but some more of our weapon systems are now online and are actually usable from space, because of course they are just missile systems, so of course they work. Hooray for that. On the other upside, so it's more than just one upside, we are actually slowly descending, meaning very soon we should have more control over our vessel. It's currently trying to turn. It's trying to turn, bless it, but of course its thrusters don't work in space because they're, well, you know, they need oxygen and stuff to burn things. So yeah, that chicken really is one creepy sod, isn't it? Just looking at you with its evil eyes, which I believe are the missile controllers. Yeah, they are actually the missile controllers. I think at this point we do actually have all of our most basic systems online. On top of that, the AI I think has kicked in again. Yep, the AI has kicked in. I am no longer needed for the missile system, so yay for auto repairs. The enemy is now 2 damaged, believe it or not. the Scythe is victorious, but this really did highlight the problems with the Scythe. It needs more anti-air. Desperately. But honestly, the fact it even won was surprising. That was an enemy I did not intend this thing to fight, and honestly never thought that this thing would actually win against, so hurrah for that. Yes, we are plummeting into the sky. I believe our control blocks... Oh, our control blocks just fixed themselves! Oh, what glorious timing, we are back. So, I'm afraid, though, I am all out of time there. We have conquered a lot of the deep water guards' territory, and our assist vessel is basically finished, other than a few final touches. I do apologise for my speech today. I understand it's been a bit terrible, but I'm having a bit of a stammering episode. It's also the reason why there's been a lack of videos on the channel recently, as in not as much as usual, and the Besiege binge was all uploaded in about 3 days, as opposed to a week and a half like it was meant to be uploaded, because I couldn't record, because I simply couldn't speak. Yay for block stammers. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, then of course likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you, and goodbye.